All right. Welcome to the WolfShadePodcast, episode 58, I think 59 or 58, whatever. But I am your host, Anthony, aka WolfShade. You know me as WolfShade. You know me as aggressive dipshit. You know me from my past few episodes and seasons. I come to here to bring you a good episode today, a very special episode. I finally got this queen on board the podcast and everything after just like multiple talks and making
Forever.
sure forever and all that. Like she's one of my good friends, got a very bright personality, one of my all-time favorite cosplayers, even though I'm not trying to like fold right now, but
Oh,
she's one of my
you're gassing me up.
um, if you talking about gassing, then trust me, I could do way worse than that. But
Oh,
anyway,
man.
but no, she's one of my good friends. She's very sweet, open. She's one of the greatest cosplayers that I've known for about probably a year or two now. I don't know, but yeah, she's awesome. Commander Cosplay, aka Miss Lauren. How you
Oh,
doing today?
I'm good. I'm very sleepy, but I feel like that's pretty normal for me. I'm always so tired. I just need to change my handle, I guess, to like sleepy girl cosplay. 'Cause every
Like
time I
just
see yeah, because every time I talk to someone, they're just like, "How are you?" And I'm like, "I'm tired." And they're like, "You seem to always be tired."
listen. I usually don't ask like how I usually don't ask how people are because I'd be like the main thing is like okay, they're tired. Let me
That
not ask
yeah,
this question. So it's just like, you know what? Everybody's tired. I'm tired. I'm tired.
I know.
I'm always tired for some reason, but
Need
I'm
like a
glad you
20-hour nap to reset. I feel like that would a lot of my problems, but I don't have 20 hours just to sleep.
listen, you gotta be sick in order to do a 20-hour nap. So I
Yeah,
promise you, it's
yeah, I
not
think the
pretty.
longest was like six. I've slept 16 hours, but that's when I had the flu for the first time last year.
You said for the first time.
Yeah, I've never had the flu before, and they like hit me really hard. It was in December, so about 2 months before Katsucon. So I guess
Ah,
I'm glad I got it before Katsucon, but was not a fan because I got it during Christmas.
yeah. For me, it even though like being sick, I still want to do something. But
Hmm.
at the end of the day, I'm just like, yeah, fuck this. I gotta heal up. Like I'm the like literally the type of dude that will order like elderberries, all this other stuff, all this
Oh,
medicine that will help me out. I mean, it helps me out when it comes to colds and stuff like that.
yeah.
And lately, since the pandemic started, I have not got COVID yet. Let me not jinx it, but
Knock on wood.
yeah, let me not jinx it because I've been undefeated so far. But
That's good though, especially because I feel like I haven't gotten it yet either, knock on wood, but I do know it goes around in waves now. I feel like, especially like in the con community, but it makes sense because like obviously our immune systems are still adjusting since we shut down like how many years ago? 4 years ago.
yeah, yeah.
Feel like there's a breakout at the con, but I mean, at the end of the day, like I feel like gradually we're getting more used to it and it's taking less of a toll on people.
I would say that, but it's just like COVID kind of opened my eyes up a lot of things. The only thing I
Yeah.
hated was just staying in the house way too much. And
Oh
I'm
man,
just
it made
like,
me, I feel like that was like my favorite part.
well, just staying in the house?
I became such like a homebody. I used to be always wanting to go out and do things. And then once COVID happened, I kind of was like, you know what?
And
Kind
then
of like staying in the house.
since COVID is over with now, you're kind of going back to that go
It's like
outsy type of
yeah,
personality.
it's like switching back and forth, especially I feel like now I dedicate a lot of my time to set schedules like with conventions, like Anime Alliance events or anything really
Hmm.
in between that like kind of pops up. Like I'll try and situate some days to do stuff, but otherwise I'm kind of just a homebody.
Yeah,
It's like doing anyone who goes to those events, and as you know too, like it's exhausting.
yeah, I know.
Especially when it's like you're either like working or meeting people or like drinking. Like it takes a toll on you a little bit.
Yeah, it takes a toll on me, definitely. Cause I try not to just go out all the time, but if
Yeah.
like the boys or somebody's going out, or like how you
Oh,
usually
you
let
can't
me
say
know.
no.
See, here's the thing. You know how many times you always tell me you're going to this, and I'm just like, I don't know. And then when you mention somebody's there, I'll be like, okay, since you're there, I'll be there
Like
soon.
I'll pop
So
up, pop up.
yeah, it's just like I'm normally not out unless the boys, or you mentioned to me that you're going somewhere, I just be like, F it, I'll be there. But it's like
It is
on
crazy.
it's like on the weekends, I'm such a freaking homebody because I just want to
Same.
sleep.
Same.
And
I
it's like
want to
and it's
clean
like
too. I feel like that's like my thing. Cleaning and like sleeping. Catching up
it's
on anime and stuff too. Or I haven't really been playing many video I haven't been playing video games as much, but I kind of got back into Animal Crossing again, where I'm like obsessed with cleaning my island and making it perfect again.
yeah, I haven't played Animal Crossing since like the 3DS version. I'm that late.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love New Horizons. It's really cute.
Yeah, and I got Nintendo Switch too. Like I've been wait, do I still got it? Yeah, I've been that late when it comes to gaming and stuff like that too. But I think I'll get back in there eventually.
I know
But
it's hard when you're adulting as well. So it's like, oh, I can't do the things that I used to enjoy all the time when I didn't have responsibilities. Now I got to do it at like a different time.
listen, I still enjoy it regardless. Being an adult ain't gonna stop me. So I
Uh,
try not to let it stop me. It's just,
It's just the timeline more than anything because I'm like, "Oh, what time do I have?"
well, it's not the time for me. It's people pissing
Oh,
me off for me. That's the issue. Timing is not a problem for me.
that's my biggest problem. I feel like the timing on everything. I'm just like, oh God.
Yeah, timing is not a big problem for me. It's just issues for me
Yeah.
that comes up. But
Right.
above all, like timing, like I always tell people, if you need me, just hit me up. I'm literally up almost all the goddamn time. And then like people always call me like, yeah, give me a second, please. And like I'm trying to wake up in the process when it normally doesn't work. It's
Mhm.
just like, okay, just give me a second. I gotta put my socks on real quick. And then I just go outside, bring my chair and everything, and then just be like, okay, tell me what's going on.
Wow.
Like this
Everyone needs
whole
that
week,
though.
huh?
I feel like everyone kind of needs that kind of friend though.
I always tell people like if you need me, like just come on out. Like
Mhm.
I'm everywhere. It's just people just be like, okay. Like always tell you that. Remember, it took you a minute to believe me. I was just
I got
like,
trust issues.
yeah, I was just like, I told you that, and I was like, oh yeah, when I said that, I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna take a minute to believe me. I ain't rush. And then look at us a year later, just being like, okay,
Here we
what's
are.
going on? What's on your mind? Do you need to talk? Do you need me to meet you somewhere? Like, what's up?
Right.
But I finally appreciate you joining me today, even though we just already confirmed part two already, which was such a quick notion. Forgive me for that. But people
I
always
get on
want,
it.
yeah, people always want to do that.
But
But yeah, I'm gonna hit you with a slew of questions.
oh, okay. I'm ready. I
It's
think
not in, it's not,
hit me
it's
with
not in
it.
ter- it's not in terror, whatever it's called.
Interrogating.
Thank you. So it's just mainly like simple questions that I normally ask about that because like basically I want people to know you, how I know you.
Hmm.
And when we get sidetracked, most definitely we're getting sidetracked, trust me. But at the end of the day, it's just like I want people to know you for who you are as a person. That person that I know as the most peaceful, calm, and unique person who I think is one of the most badass women in the DMV.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's just like I want people to know that person. And watch somebody watch is gonna be like, oh, Wolfshade's such a simp. Fuck you, whoever thinks that. But okay. If you talking about me simp for Lauren, by all means, I will most graciously do that. But
Back on it.
yeah, I'm gonna get lit up for that. I don't know if you saw my stories today because somebody betted me to do like the Riz thing that everybody was doing in the cosplay edition. I
No,
was
I
like,
didn't.
okay, let me. I cannot believe I'm about to say this on here. So I lost the bet, right? So it's
Uh-huh.
like come up with some stuff, right? I was like, okay, I watched Jujutsu Kaisen. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of that, right?
Right, right.
So I said into my stories, out of all these ladies, you alone are the only one that can make my domain expand.
I don't think I could be bad at that, but like the level of
listen,
cheese on it is just
listen.
love
I
it. Love it.
know it's gonna be cheesy, and then another thing, like obviously we adults here, and I watched Demon Slayer too. And my
Yeah.
friend was like, "Oh, put this line you saw." I was like, and it's like, what line? He said a little bit Jujutsu Kaisen with it, right? He said,
Mhm.
forgive me for this. He said, "Pussy expansion, fourth form. Let me take you to my malevolent kitchen." I'm like, what? No.
Like, no way.
And surprisingly, it worked.
Oh, it worked?
Yeah.
That is
I don't think it worked on you, but it worked on some other people.
look,
But
I'm glad it worked on them. I'm just I'm processing it still. Maybe it's like a little bit of a processing time.
you know, it's funny. They exactly said the same thing. That's mind
Oh,
blowing
okay.
that they all said the same thing. Oh my goodness. That's actually pretty funny. But I lost a bet to that, and I was like, "Do I really got to put this in my goddamn story?"
I kind of love
Yep.
that. I hope you got the reaction you were looking for.
I actually was not expecting a reaction at all, to be honest. I really don't expect reactions when I do these things. It's
Yeah.
just like, okay, somebody bet me to do this, fuck it, I'll do it.
You're like, I'm gonna do it.
But yeah, sidetracked. In regards to like cosplay and all that, obviously I've been doing it for like 2 years, 2 3 years now. You've been doing it for goddamn a long ass time.
You know.
Like how long you been cosplaying in general?
Oh, such a good question. Okay, so technically speaking, my first convention was in 2012 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm not sure if you've heard of a con called Techo.
Oh yeah, yeah, I love that con.
It used to be called Techo ShowCon, but then they shortened it to Techo I want to say like 8 years ago, maybe longer. But when I went, it was called Techo ShowCon, and
Mm-hmm.
I had heard about it from a friend. I recently got into anime a year prior, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really like know too much like I knew cosplay was like a thing, but I didn't think it was like that big of a thing. And during that time frame, it wasn't as popular as it is now. So
Yeah.
being myself, I really loved Adventure Time. So I decided to do Fiona, the gender bent version of Finn, and I
Mm-hmm.
made my costume. But the funniest part of this was I was on crutches. So my first convention, I was on crutches and I was there for about 5 hours and I went with my mom.
Oh
So
wow.
it was an experience. I at the time was 13. So I started
Mm-hmm.
really young. Which is why it's like now as an adult, kind of like seeing the cosplay community, like I'm
Mm-hmm.
from like such a different lens, just based on like 2024 in general. In the last couple of years, so much has changed, so much has become like more accessible. Now people are using cosplay kind of like as like a profession, which is great because beforehand it wasn't really that common. Like there was only a handful of people that were kind of able to use that as a job title. So switching
Mm-hmm.
from, like people taking pictures on BlackBerry phones and like doing meetups and going to the dealer's room with friends and just hanging out to like now it's like scheduled photo shoots. We have more official fan meetups with like professional photographers. Like it's such a jump. And I kind of love how the cosplay community has changed. There's things that I don't love, but I'm glad that we're advancing so much where there's so much available to us now and we're able to kind of express ourselves and enjoy everything with people that have similar hobbies and interests.
Mm-hmm.
So
That
it's
makes
to make a long story short, I have been cosplaying for 12 years officially.
mm-hmm.
So
Ah,
yeah, if you can do the math on that one, I'm turning 25 next month. So been doing it for a little bit.
damn, I'm older
I
than
was
you.
a little weebaroonie.
So you said 12 years now. So you started cosplaying.
2012.
I was literally about to say that. I was literally timing the math in my head. That was quick.
Like 10 to carry. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of a rookie, so I've been like on and off like since 2019. So I
Yeah.
really didn't get into it fully till like 2022, 2023 until like now. So like I'm trying to get back, I'm trying to get into it fully. Like
Right.
I'm not trying to like do it as a full-time hobby thing. If it comes to that, then it comes to that. Cause like I'm trying to stick with
Exactly.
this as a full-time hobby. And obviously I got a manga release in a couple years. So I'm like, nah, I can't do all this.
It's
So
a lot of juggling. I give people credit that are able to like kind of focus their attention on it full time because oh, it's just this day and age of technology too, like the whole like people being able to be influencers now and just like
mm-hmm.
at their profession. Kudos to them because it is such hard work. I can't even maintain doing anything part-time like that.
Oh no, I completely understand. I completely understand that because I know that type of excuse me, I know that type of thing is like not easy, especially like
The
trying
hustle
to
is insane.
yeah, and then you got to get all the cosplays together, designing the stuff too.
Yeah,
because I would usually build my own stuff because I was like, yeah, do I want to spend this much money? Because I know it's easy for me to build certain stuff, but it's
right.
just like, I don't got the time to do that. And knowing I got a convention coming up too. And
Deadline.
then,
They'll get you.
yeah, and then not only that, like with this year, I kind of like had like a slew of conventions, like 2022 to in between 2023. I went to a lot of conventions in the country, out the country, and
Cool.
then just as recent, I've taken a 5 month hiatus to Otakon. I was like, I can't. I gotta take a break from that.
Yeah, because I used to do about, I want to say an average of 5 cons a year beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
But after the pandemic hit and we were kind of away from cons for about a year, I kind of had a conversation with myself where I'm like, dang, I'm old now. I have bills to pay. I'm gonna limit it to 2 cons a year, and then I'm gonna pick up photo shoots and like do other stuff along the way. But honestly, like I just do 2 cons a year now, which is mostly KatsuCon. Well, it is KatsuCon and Colossal East. Sometimes I'll make an appearance at like Otakon, Anime USA,
Mm-hmm.
MagFest, but my like set schedule is just like 2 official cons just to make things
Yeah,
easy
that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay.
because it can get
Okay.
overwhelming.
Yeah. Yes, it can.
As you know, you've seen me running back and forth constantly.
Yeah, and the thing that kind of mind blows me about that is like I always see you running back and forth constantly, and then out the blue, a couple of hours later, you always make time to talk to me. I'm just like, don't you got something to do? Like I'm seeing you running all over the place. I'm just like, I'm not that important. Like, do
My
your
gosh,
thing.
yes, you are. Oh my goodness.
I'm important,
Yeah,
girl.
yes.
Okay,
That's why we're here.
I appreciate you, but no, it's more like I try not to like take as much people's times like I normally do because I was talking to Jamie about this, Jamie cosplays. I was talking to I was talking to her about this. I was like, I don't usually take people's times up. It's just like if it happens, it happens. But if it does, it does. It's just like, okay, let me know what adhere to your schedule and I'll make time for myself for it.
Right.
And then I was literally going back and forth with my friend about that because we literally had an argument about this, about what type of cosplayers we consider ourselves, right? Which
Mhm.
was the second question. It was like,
Okay.
I just consider myself just a have a fun goer cosplayer.
Yeah.
That's what I consider myself as.
Go with the flow.
Yeah. And then my
Like
friend, he
the
was like,
community.
yeah, true. And then my friend, he was like, well, I'm just a dipshit cosplayer because I don't know what to do. But like, what's that kind of cosplay do you consider yourself?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. I feel like depending on the day that you ask me, it's either like I'm in full grind mode where I'm like, look, all right, I do 2 cons a year. I need to get things shot. Like I need to get content in. Like I need this done. I need to make costume changes like back and forth. I change like about 3 times a day. Or you'll catch me at the night where I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I'm just gonna wear normal clothes. I'm gonna be a nerd. I'm gonna drink and have fun with friends. So I don't know what I would consider myself. I feel like I'm kind of in between, maybe. Maybe that is the
In
best.
between, yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
It's just like I said, it depends on the con, it depends on the time of the like day, it depends on the day itself, even because I feel like Thursdays and Fridays in the mornings to afternoon of Saturdays when I'm the most busy, but in the evening and then Saturday evening, I'm mostly just relaxing because it's like tomorrow's Sunday. I don't do anything on Sunday.
Yeah.
Veteran players hate doing stuff on Sundays.
It's funny. Me and my timing don't get along when it comes to these things too. And as I said, I try to, and I'm surprised that these 2 years when it came to conventions, I've been on time and on par with it.
Mhm.
And it's just like I can't. I'm still thinking about the side comment you said. I'm important to you. That means a lot to me
It's not even a
because
side
like,
comment, it's the truth.
well, you are my special. So
You.
I hope you know where I got that from.
Wait, stop. Wait, don't. You can't throw references at me when I'm like, you
Okay,
are.
have you seen JJK season 2?
No, I haven't. Is that from JJK?
The song that I posted on my manga thing recently, the JJK tribute thing, that's where the song is from.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
But
so I've been
it's
seeing,
the second half of the season though.
okay, I've been seeing people post about it, but don't hate me. I have not
Listen, I'm
the
not
second
hate. I don't
season.
hate you, but the only thing I'm gonna scold you on,
Oh
you
god.
be spoiling yourself by reading my story, and I let you know. Do not read this if you want to be spoiled.
I'm just gonna have to like start like muting you so I can't see anything. I'll be like, don't look, don't look.
Well, That's messed up,
No, I'm
but
kidding.
no, I know, but like morally, I always tell people don't read my stories if you don't want to be
You know what you
spoiled.
can
And I,
do? You can start posting something that's like, Lauren, don't look at the next slide. That
you
way.
know what? I'm gonna
Okay.
do this. I'm gonna do that because I don't know if you have a favorite in JJK, so I don't know.
I feel like I don't know. I'm like so weird with anime sometimes because the only time like
Mm-hmm.
I'll really like relate with a character is idol anime.
Mm-hmm.
Really into idols. That's the only time. Well, I don't know. I feel like cutesy animes. I'm more of like a fan of like a particular character.
Some more like what's that idol anime, Love Live or something like that.
Yeah, that was one of
Yeah.
like my favorite anime. Still is, honestly. But with action anime, I really enjoy action anime for the storyline and the character development, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not as easy for me to get attached to characters in that sense. Like from Fate, I will say I got attached to Saber, like the
Oh
character.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The Saber's my girl.
Right, right, and the different variations. So it's like it's hard for me to pick, but I love the designs of a lot of characters just because I feel like they're so depending on what the storyline is based around. Like I feel like the design details is just chef's kiss, just beautiful. It's hard for me to just like pick one character to relate with.
Yeah.
And usually if I do, they die. So it's like what's the point? Like why do I even get emotionally invested into this? I disappoint myself and I'm like, oh my God.
Okay, so back to JJK. Do you have a favorite from season one?
See, that's the thing. I don't think I have a favorite.
Okay. Okay, so you're making this hard for me. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna admit something. I'm like
Okay.
I am a simp when it comes to like male characters like that because I'm like, dang,
So
he's
like
fine. But like I
Gojo,
don't really like
Yuta, Yuji,
I don't know.
Megami.
No. I will say now that my feed is like flooded with like Gojo memes, kind of feeling
Mm-hmm.
him a little bit. But I can't say he's my favorite. Actually, I do know a spoiler. I do know what happens. But so
Ah,
let me
okay. All right. All right. All right. All right.
Sure, we'll say Gojo, even though I think I'm kind of like in between multiple favorites.
Okay, so split Joe for the meantime. Um, after the recent chapter, because I know you saw it, he might be back. Might.
Oh, I did not know that.
No, because you seen it. Don't play with me.
Well,
But
because the thing is, like, the reason why I think I found out that spoiler is because I don't know if you keep up with Dress Up Darling, but
oh yeah,
there's
yeah.
another Gojo, and the whole thing going around was
Oh,
like,
because the
"Dang, both
character,
Gojos
the
are,
main,
yeah.
the main character, his name. Oh yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
about
so
that.
like people were making jokes. They're like, damn, Gojo's just losing this time. Like, and they were like comparing both Gojos, saying like how like they took the L, and I'm like, oh my God.
Listen, I that was like literally the only chapter I did not post because I was so mad. But at the end of the day, I kind of seen it coming.
Yeah,
So, but I'm a Yuta Glazer, so I'm a Yuta Akatsu fanboy. If you watch the movie, so
I have not. I've
okay,
just the movie.
damn, okay, all right,
Look at me. Really
all
bad.
right. So we gotta catch you up on a lot of anime. There's no rush on that.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna log into my Crunchyroll tonight and get started again.
you said one. What you said? What?
I'm gonna log into my Crunchyroll account and get started
I
again.
was about to say you can borrow mine. Shit.
Oh, say less.
Yeah, just I'll send my thing to you. You borrow mine. But
Perfect. I'll leak it. I'll leak it online. I'm
oh,
kidding. You'll have like a bunch of people watching random shit on your thing. You'll be like, what is she watching? What
the
is
oh,
it?
to be honest, if I see a lot of idol animes, I know it's you.
It's me. It's me.
But
That
yeah,
matters.
since I trust you, I don't mind you using it. So because
Perfect.
like the only one that's using it is me, Suzuki, and probably you. So, but since you consider cosplay a hobby, is this kind of something? Well, there's no point in me asking that since you've been doing cosplay for 12 years. Okay, disregard that. Um, if somebody said that they loved your cosplay, what would you do?
I would probably be super awkward because if they're telling me in person that they love my cosplay, I'm very I don't take I take compliments. Let me say that. I take compliments, but when someone tells me a compliment on the spot, I kind of get like all shy and I'm like, "Oh my God, stop. No, literally, you're lying." And
You
they're
said
like,
on the spot.
"Oh,
You said on the
really?"
spot, right?
Yeah, because I get like
I
nervous.
love your Lucy cosplay.
You love my Lucy cosplay. I don't cosplay Lucy.
No. Excuse me.
I'm
I'm
talking
so
about Lucy
sorry.
from Fairy Tale. I have to
Rebecca,
cosplay
no,
Rebecca. Rebecca.
no. Because you did do that, Lucy. But I meant to say
Oh,
Rebecca.
oh my God, you meant Julia. Okay, because Julia did Lucy. I
Yeah,
thought you were talking about
no,
Fairy
no, no,
Tale.
no,
I was
no, no,
like,
no, 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 no,
honestly,
no,
I
no.
almost
I
did
was
con.
talking about Fairy Tale, but I remember I seen you both do something like that, so I had an
Yeah,
intentional brain fart for a second,
you're
and
good.
then I had a cyberpunk brain fart. I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot there's a character named Lucy in there."
Oh yeah.
But no. I love your Rebecca, and I remember when I told you that, I was like, it was like you kind of got a little bit awkward, and I was like, Tazia, I was like, did I say something wrong,
No,
or is she
it's
just
me.
normally awkward like that?
It's literally me. I'm like so thankful when people compliment me, but like my instant thought process is be like, oh, I don't want to seem like I'm full of myself. Okay. And then I'll try and think of the words to say, and then it just comes out as like word vomit, and I'm just like awkward. So I mean, if you ever find me or meet me at a con to like anyone, I'm just gonna be like that. I'm really awkward. I try to be very humble, but sometimes I'm a little awkward
It's
girly.
nothing wrong with being
Always
humble.
appreciate it.
It's just like when I noticed that, and then I noticed like the way you was kind of averting your eyes in a
Yeah.
different direction. I was like, I'm gonna keep giving her compliments, then even though I mean every single word I'm saying. That's why I kept hitting you with that day. That day, I wouldn't say when I met you. The other times
Yeah.
when I met you, I was like, I mean this from the heart, but her reaction is so freaking adorable. I was
I'm
just
glad you
like,
think so because I think it's the worst. I'm always so embarrassed.
you think it's the worst? I thought it was adorable.
I'm glad. I'm
I
glad.
was just like, her reaction is adorable. She probably gonna kill me later, but it's adorable.
I know when I'm dressed as Rebecca, I look very feisty, but
Listen,
I'm
she
very
Rebecca
sure
really
people
ain't
let
that feisty.
me. Yeah.
Rebecca ain't really ain't that feisty because I'm still pissed at how she got killed. Let
Me
me
too.
just point that out.
I don't I that's what I mean. Like I can't get involved. Okay, so this is like back to my previous point. I can't get involved with like action anime or anything like that because my favorite character always ends up dead. So it's like if
No,
I have a favorite, they're gonna die, and there's like no point in me liking the character.
it's like from
Every time I
playing the
cosplay the character, someone's like, "Man, such a shame on how you went." And I'm like, "Why would you say that to me?"
it's like
Yeah.
from playing the game and then watching the series.
Hmm.
Like obviously the game messed me up, but the anime
Yeah.
fucked me up, which
Yeah.
I did not expect.
I know
I
because you
was like,
get attached. You're like,
yeah, I was like, I got attached to Rebecca more than I did Lucy.
I did too. I did too.
But it's just like the moment she died, I was like,
Turn off the damn thing. Just
and
like,
then the
I'm not
song
doing
made it worse.
it. No.
And then the song made it worse because I had the song on my phone. I had the
Oh.
song on my phone way before the anime came out, right?
Hmm.
And I talked to the exact same people the ladies that made the song. I told them I want my tears back. I could not forgive myself for that. And I know it's Night City, and I know nobody survives that, but it's just like
It
when
burnt.
I saw that happen to Rebecca, I was like, I literally had to go. Me and my friends was watching it. I literally had to leave. I couldn't do it.
She was a real one. Like I love her so much. That's why like I like Lucy, but like for me, Rebecca, she's like your ride or die. Like
Oh no, I hated Lucy at first. I hated Lucy at first
I can't
because
say I hated Lucy.
no,
I liked
I
Lucy.
hated
I didn't
her
like
because
Lucy as much.
I hated her because she tricked my boy.
Yeah.
But as the episodes went on, I grown to love her.
Right.
Don't tell Julie this, but she's probably gonna watch this afterwards. But anyway,
Well, that's what I mean. I was like, let me not like hate
no.
on Lucy.
So like, I hated Lucy because like I understand the means of getting backstabbed to a key,
Yeah.
and that's why I was like, okay, I know she's just a character. Let me see if she redeemed herself. Like,
Mhm.
obviously, she redeemed herself, and I
Right.
kind of grown to love her and everything too. But it's just like, okay, I didn't like her at first, and then when Rebecca came about, I was like, I love this girl.
She's the
and,
sweetest. Love
and
her.
then like with David, I just like I don't meet a lot of characters that you can simplify with.
Right.
That's kind of threw me off a little bit. And then you talking about characters that's dying.
Literally,
Ah,
I'm telling this is why I don't always watch action anime or anything that's like within that genre, just because it's like I get attached to a character, boom, they're dead. And I'm like, wow, all right, let me just be like emotionless watching the rest of this then, because if I like someone, they're probably gonna die.
yeah, that's what I was telling people when it comes to the stuff I'm working on, I was like, you better not get attached to a specific character, because if it's who I think it is, oh, you're gonna hate me.
Oh,
Because
let me keep my
I
opinions to myself then. I won't tell you anything.
listen, listen.
Oh
It's
no.
just like I've already surprisingly, I have not killed off a lot of good characters as much as I wanted to.
Yet.
It,
I feel like there's a but part coming to that.
but
Uh
you're right. But I killed off 7 characters, but it was notable
okay.
because like I'm not gonna kill characters off for a random reason.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
have I killed the character off to the point where the main character loses shit? Yes, I've done that only twice,
Oh, okay.
actually.
Okay. Fair, fair.
I
Respect.
didn't do that many times because when I explain the brothers,
Mm-hmm.
when I explained the Jidoto brothers, they were really nice human beings. The moment they lose somebody very close to them, that's when they snap, and they usually don't snap. But people don't seem to understand when somebody's nice, even that person can have a breaking point. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't understand that. And it took me a while to understand that too. And I was just like, damn, why am I fucking up my characters right now? And then
Like I'm the villain.
yeah, it's just like it just went downhill from there. But sidetrack. But like when it comes to that, it's just like, okay, I understand how I'm writing this as a character. Because for
Mm-hmm.
me, the thing that I think that I appreciate is like the character development and stuff like that. Like I just recently had a question like asked at me because I drove past a convention from New York recently that I didn't even know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was fan of my work. They was like, do I explain like, maybe LGBTQ and all this other stuff? I was like, I'll explain that, but I literally have to build up character development. I
Right.
can't explain this if there's no development. Like when it comes to relationships, what's the
Yeah.
reason why the character did this? Because one of the characters, he do be in the arcs for a couple. He does be the hero of the arcs for a couple, mangas, but he does become like Aaron Yeagerish.
Okay.
But it's just like surprisingly, it's a justifiable reason on why he's doing it. And his brother's like, it's really not. It's like it's really not wrong. I'm saying a line here, but it's like it's
Mhm.
really not wrong on why I'm stopping him. But at the end of the day, innocent people is at stake. I can't have him do this.
Right.
So it's like, okay, it's a justifiable reason on why he's doing
Like
that,
from a
but in
writer's
the end, he's not.
perspective.
Yeah. So I always tell people you can have your reasonings on why you want to do this. That's side you want to choose. But anyway, that's some for another day. But yeah, but when it comes to cosplays, you ever been told that somebody hated your cosplays? Like, what was your reaction to that?
I really don't think I've ever been told someone's hated my cosplay. Like, I'm really trying to think. Maybe when I was like younger, there was like a little bit of like a smaller cosplay. So back like I was saying, back in like the early days, like there were
Mm-hmm.
smaller cosplay communities, and maybe someone was like, "Oh, I hate that they cosplay this character and I cosplay this character." It felt like
Mm-hmm.
they felt possession over a character. So there was a lot of like back and forth and jealousy. But
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think I've ever had someone say they hate my cosplay. And if they did, I mean, to each their own. Like it is what it is. At the end
I
of
was
the day,
gonna
I'm
say,
trying to make
yeah.
myself happy. So and it is. It's whatever.
I mean, you can,
Nine out
you
of
can.
10 times, they're not going to say it to your face. They're going to say it online.
Yeah, I always tell people just because you say it, I'm a fan. I always
I'll
tell
just send
people
you.
just, huh?
I'll send you. You'll just show up and you'll be like, "So, I heard you have things to say."
I always tell people just because you always say it, I'm gonna find out regardless.
Right.
Like people always think, okay, you can talk, this much crap and thinking like I'm not gonna find out.
Yeah.
And that's how things as of late has been from what I've been noticing.
And that's
And
how
I'm
things
just like,
escalate.
yeah, and I'm just like, so you're thinking I'm not gonna find out, but it's okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, let's just I'm just gonna keep doing what I gotta do. It's just like when it comes to you, I'm not gonna lie. When I first met you, I did not expect to get this protective.
Aw.
I didn't expect that. I just because I was talking to Zeal about that at Barker. I was like,
Mhm.
so are you the reason why I'm this protective of her? And he was like, no, 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 that's all you, man. I was like, no, man, don't play with me like that. Me and him was literally laughing about this. I love Zio, man. He's my brother.
He's so
It's just
funny. He's
it's
such
just
a
like
character. When he
I
goes out,
know.
my goodness, he's such a character.
I know. And it was like, and I was telling him, like, I was asking for workout advice. I was like, okay, skinny, twig, and muscular. What do you think that I should do? Like, it's
I
just
call
like
him beefy. I always go, he's so beefy. We were just in a group chat talking about that earlier.
beefy.
I call him a beefy boy.
Nope, I'm not gonna do that. I'll be like, "What's up, beefy?" I'm
What's up,
not gonna do that
beefy?
to him. But no, it's like
Beefaroni. Oh my god.
beefaroni. I'm
Calling him
done.
beefaroni.
So when it comes to cosplay, do you kind of like prefer to like work alone or with others? I mean, I've always noticed you work with people. I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes I usually prefer to work by myself sometimes because
right.
obviously from what we talked about earlier, it kind of like egos kind of like intertwined with that.
Right.
So I
I
kind
think
of prefer to
it
work by
depends.
myself.
I'm like pretty flexible for the most part. I think it is more enjoyable to cosplay from like together, like a duo. I think duos are really great. I used to do group cosplays, when I was
Mm-hmm.
idol stuff. I think anything to do with like duos and trios is more what I'm doing now. I do enjoy
Mm-hmm.
it. I think a group cosplay every once in a while is nice, but if I
Mm-hmm.
would prefer to do a cosplay by myself or with a group, or not with a group, with another person, I'd probably choose with another person. Granted, I like doing things by myself too, but at the same time, it's fun when you get to like kind of goof off and like kind of get into character per se and like reenact things with the person during a photo shoot or just joke around. This is like how I am with like Julia when she's Lucy and
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
constantly a little shit and I just make people laugh and it's just like that dynamic is nice. And then
Crazy part. Oh,
yeah.
God.
No, go
Mhm.
ahead.
I was like, the crazy part. I'm trying to get more into that dynamic now, but I'd be like, always be that type of person. Be like, okay, what are you more comfortable with doing?
Yeah.
People always tell me cosplay wise. Normally, a lot of people don't ask those type of questions. I just be like, I need to know your comfort zones before I do anything.
Right, which is why I feel like I work with like I don't necessarily work with like people I am not super close with. Like Danica and Julia are the main people I do duo shoots with. Occasionally I'll do shoots with other people, but I feel like there's like a sense of comfort, and that's why I prefer it. Versus doing it by myself. Doing things by myself is nice, but as you've seen, like I get pulled back and forth, and I kind of feel obligated to constantly like shoot with everyone or do content with everyone, and then I'm kind of like drained at the end of the day, and I'm like, if I had someone else next to me, I feel like it's easier for me to kind of like have more of a set schedule.
Okay, that makes sense. Now that
Yeah.
I know that, because like I'm trying to do like an origin of Shogun photo shoot
Ooh.
related thing, but it's more like just pure randomness because anybody can just cosplay and everything because obviously I'm trying to like no, not just that, more like a cyberpunkish type of thing too, and I'm trying
Yeah.
to get more people on that.
Oh, that would be sick. I
Yeah,
would love to see that.
yeah, I'm trying to get more people onto that because of my friend Jamal. You know him, you follow him. He's the one that got me the mask recently, and I was like, okay, I can do my cyberpunk shit with this. So I'm trying to get more into that. So if you want to be on board with that,
I'm all
just let me
down.
know, and what your comfort zones and everything
Yeah.
too. We just do it from there. But I've always people always tell me that they always be like, oh, I'm very surprised, and nobody usually asks that when it comes to comfort zone. I was like, don't you think it makes more sense for me to ask what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with, if instead of me finding out the hard way?
Right, and there's no miscommunication, and no one's like,
Mm-hmm.
and where they feel like, ooh, this is weird now.
Yeah, and I remember I did from my Toby thing. Obviously, if you saw the photos of that, like my
Mhm.
Toby thing, and I was helping this one girl out with her her photo shoot, right? And I noticed the dude that was the cameraman staring at me freaking heavily. I was like, okay, the dude is taking a picture. If I'm not mistaken, that's either your husband or your boyfriend. Cause I can see the ring on the pinky finger of his right hand. And he
Uh-huh.
looked at me. He's like, "How do you know that?" I was like, "One, you keep twiddling your hand above the camera. It's way too easy to notice that.
Hmm.
People don't realize it's easy for Wolfshade to last relationships. It's too easy.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm more of a respectful ghost case. It's
Hmm.
just like, okay, I always be like, okay, what do you prefer? That's more comfortable for you. And it was kind of more funny for me. And when it comes to like cosplay and stuff like that, the cosplay is someone, let's say that's around, I guess, the provocative nature.
Hmm.
I just be like, okay, are you more comfortable with that? And another question. Why are you doing this with me? And two, are you single? That's always the question that pops out for some reason.
Yeah.
Because I want to be respectful at all costs. Because I don't want no dude message me on Instagram and be like, hey, I saw you taking pictures with my lady. That happened surprisingly not once.
Oh, okay, good. That it's always a tricky situation because some,
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. It's difficult. As long as people are asking for consent and things are agreed upon, like I don't think there should be like a huge issue. Like, I don't know, the whole like having a partner be there for you, like that's cool. But if someone's going out of their way to message you, like just because you happen to take a picture with someone, like that's like oof, big oof. Kind of speaks more of
Mm-hmm.
your character than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
But like
But
everyone cosplay, consent is key. So that's as long as there's consent there, everything should relatively go smoothly if you're a good person.
yeah, I'm a unique person. Let's just say that.
You're a good person.
No, I know I'm good. It's just people choose to set me off very quickly, and I'll explain that later. But in regards to cosplay, do you kind of prefer like homemade or bought well, slash commission cosplay?
Ooh, good question. So a lot of the time now, I am getting things sponsored. So a lot of the time someone's like, "Oh, I want you to do this character," and I'd be happy to sponsor it as long as I get some photos back or you show me, or I'll have like a company reach out saying, "Hey, do you want to wear this?" And then from there I'll decide if I'm gonna do it, when I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna do it. But I do have cosplays that I have made. I will say I
Mm-hmm.
haven't touched a handmade cosplay probably about 2 years just because like I've been having so many sponsorships come through where it's like I'm having to kind of put those like priority wise over making stuff and it is time consuming and I
mm-hmm.
have a space where I have more time to create and such, but a lot of the time when I'm getting sponsored costumes they're
Mm-hmm.
companies, but I have to alter them because I mean as we all know like everyone's a different size, like curves and all that. Like maybe I'm not a fan of the material used, maybe I'm not a way of the fan of the way that it fits, so then I have to.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say for the most part, I'm buying more now than making, but I do make some. So let's say 75 bought, 25 made. I don't ever commission
Tried.
stuff other
I
than
tr- oh, go.
wigs. That's like the only thing I get commissioned.
I try not to buy a lot of stuff, but if I
Yeah.
see deals on my Amazon, I just take it.
I feel like I gotta take advantage of it.
And then I got a friend that like helps me make some stuff.
Oh,
And
good.
then he always texts me and just be like, hey bitch, you need something from me? I'd be like, who the fuck you
First
talking
of
to?
all,
This would kill me, right? He said this to me knowing that I was gonna whoop his ass that Saturday too. I was like, I'm going to see you at the block. Don't play with me like that.
I can't. The amount of stories that I have from just the block in general, even
Listen, we are not talking about that because like I do not
that like that
remember.
itself needs its own episode because it's just oh
We
my God.
actually I just remember doing the worm, and then I just remember I was always like I was laughing my ass off with you,
Yeah.
and then if I'm not tripping, didn't you challenge me to a staring contest that night, or am I tripping really badly?
I feel like that's something I would have done.
No, like she was like, I always want to see how Wolf Shade is good at staring. I was like, okay, cool.
I feel like that's something drunk me would have done. Like I like to challenge
Oh
people.
no, I lost because I was like, you got beautiful eyes. And I said this so drunkenly too, because you know how I am when I drink.
Yeah.
So, and I was just like, and then afterwards, I was like, I really lost to Lauren in the staring contest. As I was riding my bike the way back, that's what threw me off.
Oh, it was the moment of realization.
Yep, I was
Like
like,
the worst anime defeat.
that actually was the worst defeat. But we're close friends, and how much love I got for you, I just let that slide.
You lost to
So,
the 5'3" blonde.
the,
How will you ever recover?
Oh yeah, I forgot you like 5'3", but I didn't think
I'm
you were
very
that.
short. That's
I
another
didn't.
thing. People don't realize how short I am until they meet me in person. And
No,
if
you
I'm
threw
not
me
wearing
off.
high heels, they're like, "You're
You
not
threw
tall." And I'm like, "No." They're like, "You look tall in your pictures." And I'm like, "Well, it's pictures, like it's
you,
angles."
you threw me off for a split second till I looked at your shoes. I was like, you really think you can out height me, girl? You crazy?
I literally go from this is normal, and then I'm like with heels on.
And I can't cap. The last time I messed you, I was in and out of the gym till then, but I did not expect to be carrying you that light. So I was like, what? Wolfshay got strength
I know because people are like, "Oh wow," because it's because I'm so small. Like I feel like the weight with someone that's like lifting me, it's just like non-existent just because I'm so short.
now? And I was like, hey, forgive me for carrying you, but I want to test something
I
out real
didn't
quick.
mind.
I was like, forgive me for this. I want to test something out real quick because I went to the gym back and forth. Let me see if I can
Uh-huh.
carry you real quick. The moment I
You always
lift
see
you,
other
it was
people
like
lifting me, and you're like, I want to see if I can do it.
I was like, let me try this out. And hey, look, I lifted you most that day, so I'm happy. So I'm good on that. I was just messing with
10
you.
out of 10.
But in regards to cosplay, obviously I'm more of a pet peeve guy, right?
Hmm.
What is like obviously we talk about consent and all this other stuff too, but like what is like a major pet peeve of yours when it comes to cosplay?
Ooh, ooh, hot take on this one. I feel like this is a lot of like for female cosplayers specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Mm-hmm.
like this is something that hits home. I just a lot of the time it's kind of hard when you're up and coming,
Mm-hmm.
starting to work with people and do collaborations and stuff like that. We spoke about this briefly earlier before. There's a lot of individuals that do not respect boundaries. And my biggest pet peeve is using your platform to kind of like antagonize and pressure people into doing things that they're not comfortable with. And I feel like we need to call out that behavior more. And I'm noticing a little bit of it more. And I'm glad people are holding others accountable. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it needs to stop. Like, I feel like there's this whole power dynamic that people try and use, and it's disgusting because it's like people shouldn't be placed in these positions where they're like, oh, well, I want to get content, and I feel like the only way for me to get content is to work with this person, even though they're making me uncomfortable. Because I will say from experience, it's always going to end up bad. Like you're always going to end up getting hurt in some way or another, and it's not worth like compromising like your comfortability or putting yourself in an unsafe position.
I I was gonna say that's one of them.
That's yeah. For me, that's the biggest one. Just like it's rough, especially being in the community as long as I have. I see a lot of things that happen and I try and call it out because I don't want that happening to anybody else. No one deserves to be going through that. And I
Oh
think
yeah,
people with
I
larger
always tell you.
platforms need to speak out about it.
I always tell you, call it out.
Yeah.
I think for me is that, but it's also people do get shitted on when they call out people too, but it's more of me, the egotistical
Yeah.
standpoint. It's
Okay.
just like, okay, you're thinking that you're better than everybody.
Yeah, no. No one's better than anyone in this community.
Exactly.
Sorry,
Like,
let me be the first to say it. We're all at the end of the day just people that enjoy the hobby and just want to hang out and relax. No one wants to, it's not a contest. No one's better than the other. It's everyone is literally a nerd. It's okay, but we're all nerds. No one's better than anyone else. We just all need to come to that agreement. And I feel like things might be a little more.
see, with that, it's like I've encountered. Oh, good lord! I encountered so many people like that at Katsu, and I promise you, I almost knocked out three of them.
I know it's kind of insane because people are always like, you seem very nice in person. And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm gonna treat you how I treat everybody. There's no
Wait, you actually had people thought that you were a certain character till they meet you?
yeah, because it's like people kind of have this idea where they're like, oh, kind of this person's stuck up or pretentious because of this or that. But it's like they meet me and I'm literally like, like we were talking about earlier, when you compliment me, I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Like, you're lucky. What do you mean? Like, that's how I am. I'm a very nice person. And I'm always
See,
gonna talk to someone. Like, as long as you're being respectful and cool, like I will have a full-fledged conversation with you and talk your ear off.
it's
Person. I'm a person. Why am I gonna act like I'm above you? I'm literally the same level as you.
it's just for me. I always call out. It's just like, look, I'm just doing this to have fun.
Right.
I do this to have fun. I will not begin to tell you how much people I called out this
But
goddamn community. It's like, listen,
no, call it out. That's how we fix things.
well, I usually use my hands to fix them, but yeah, you're right. But
Or, but if you that's fine. That's fine.
it's like I never met so many. I listen. This was my 13th year at Casa this year, right?
Mhm.
Working for the ninth time, right?
Right.
I didn't expect this year for many people to get my blood pressure up and going. And it's just like, I remember I had one person, I ain't gonna name her name because she ain't worth it the name, but she was like, you could do better on that and everything. Keep in mind, I was in my Deadpool costume, right? A pink Deadpool costume, which I won. Well, one of them at least from Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yeah.
I was just minding my business. And then when she came out the blue talking about, oh, you can do better than that, I literally was like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah. What? That's so obnoxious and unnecessary.
And then I was like, the thing what cracked me up about that though, I don't know how you got into my train of thought, but it's just like, I wonder if Lauren is here. And that's when I met up with you that night. Cause I was like, cause I remember you met me when I was in a bad mood, but the moment I saw you, I was like instant lit up. I was like, cause you asked me if I was okay, and I was like, no.
You're like, I'm not.
I'm
No.
fucked up, but no.
You're like, nope. Mm-mm.
Cause listen, the plan was not to get fucked up with the boys on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. It was just that Saturday.
Yeah. Oh,
But
so
they
you start doing it Friday and Thursday night because that's gonna save you a hangover.
Yep, it
I'm gonna give
did.
you some advice on that one because oof, the way that I was violently hungover the one CC East, I don't know how I made it home. I was so sick. We had to stop multiple times. Like I learned to stop drinking heavily on Saturday for that reason.
Yeah, same. It's like
It's rough.
CCE. Well, okay, so you drunk. Okay, so you drunk on CCE
I'm a
that Saturday too.
I'm a passenger princess. So I typically will drive to the con. Either Drew or Rich will drive back, but I'll drive us to the con and then the
Hmm.
first they drive back because I will be too tired and too exhausted and too lit. So
I
they
feel like for this year, if I just be like, hey, if you got more space, I will pay for everything.
Mhm.
Just let me know
Yeah.
what
Drew talked about
conversations
this
y'all don't
like
like.
he's like, I want to get a mom van. And I was like, oh my God,
He said a what?
a mom van. Because he wants to be able to take the mom van to the con so he could just like throw everyone in and just drive there.
Listen, I don't know if this person knows. I'm be like, he probably gonna be mad at me if I just be like, thanks, mom, for the
Oh,
ride.
he's the sweetest. He's like, I post about him all the time in my story. He's from Cali. The way we met actually is he was one of my Patreon supporters about like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay.
we started talking and I started streaming and we just became so close. And over the years, we just became best friends. And he's like the coolest.
Nice.
He's a very tall, gentle giant. And he's really into anime. So he's super nerdy and he's always down to talk about anime.
Okay, y'all known each other for 5 years. We known each other for 2 years, and we became best friends that quick. How?
I don't know. I think it's come because I'm cool. No, I'm just I think it's just because I'm just very talkative and I'm very open-minded. I just enjoy making friends, especially people that have common interests. Like it's just it comes naturally, you know?
No, it's like going back to how we met. It's just like, huh, okay, she seems cool. And the moment I talked to you, I was like, damn, we that close already? How the fuck was that possible? I
It's like,
usually don't get close to people that fast. And you mentioned that to me as well. And I was like, okay, we got similar interests and everything. Let me not fuck this up. So it's just like, okay, I don't regret that. So,
mm.
but it kind of goes along the lines of like, did I ask how do you view yourself as a cosplayer?
Yeah, you did. You're like,
Okay,
we're
I did, I did, I did, I
kind of
did, I
like
did.
I'm indecisive and I think I'm in the middle.
True. Mm, there's no point in me asking how do you save money for a cosplay hobby when there's no point in that.
Because a lot of the time, a lot of the stuff I do now is mostly sponsor based. So if there is something that I want to do, I will take money out of my own pocket and do it. But
Hmm.
a lot of the time it's based on sponsors. So I mean, I say for cons, like I pay for my hotels. That's something
Mm-hmm.
I pay for my hotels. Con badges, I cover that. Or if someone
Mm-hmm.
wants to cover it, they'll cover it. But a lot of the time I'm paying for gas in the hotel.
At Katsucon, I will be working next year, so we can
Oh,
bring +1. So I got you on that one.
oh man, I'm gonna take you up on that offer.
Yeah, that's fine. I got you.
I'll wear a cool hat that's like +1. That'll be my cosplay. I'm not doing anything else. This is gonna be plus
Oh
one.
no, when they start the thing and everything, I think they're gonna start like around late September, well, like how they normally do.
Okay.
And then once I get because I know the process for everything, like for working, is gonna be a doozy, but it's not gonna be a last minute thing. So I'm just gonna send you the link and everything, the code and everything. I just need you to let me know if it works.
I got you.
Because if it works, cool, go and do it. Because it's basically you really don't have to pay for anything. It's that code is like you just pay $0. That's it.
That's what I like to hear.
But like
More money in the dealer's room, all
yeah,
the issues.
like most likely it's gonna work. I mean, I pay for it out of the way, so shit.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
All right, give me 1 second. Save some money right now and pay for
Oh my
Lauren's
goodness.
Katsucon ticket. You shouldn't have said that.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
you
hanging
said
up
you
the call
don't
right
have
now.
to.
I'm doing it. I'm hanging. I'm ending the podcast.
That's
I'm taking control.
taking control. That's funny. Think you can take control when I'm recording? Nah.
I'm gonna hack the system. I no no
Hack
don't.
the system.
I just told you how I struggled with setting up my Wi-Fi for the past
I was
week.
about to say you hacked the system, but yet you struggle with your Wi-Fi, girl.
Yeah,
Please.
I'm lying.
Now it's just like, save like 250. That's fine with me. All right. Now, when it comes to, I've seen Rebecca. You will go far into character with that, but like how far are you willing to go into character while in cosplay?
Oh, I
Because
feel
like I seen you do that, Rebecca. So it's really no point in me asking you this, but I'm kind of curious.
I honestly feel like a lot of it, okay, unless it's a serious character, a lot of time when I'm cosplaying the characters that I do, they typically share similar personality traits to me. So
Mm-hmm.
most
Yeah.
me just picking and making fun of friends and like joking around with them. But if it's for content purposes, like for instance, if someone wants to record like a reel or they want to like record footage of something, I'll get into
Mm-hmm.
character. Yeah, for sure. As long as it's not something like bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
For sure get into character. I think where I draw the line is like when random people will like just come up to me and try and pick me up without asking for consent. That's kind of where
Yeah.
the line. Um, but otherwise, like I'm pretty open to getting into character, but typically a lot of the time I'm just myself. But if someone requests it, I'm fine as long as there's consent there.
Okay, I may have been drunk a few Saturdays ago, but I did ask to pick you up, right?
Oh my God, yeah, you asked to pick me up. Of course you
Okay.
did. What?
Listen. I was in my zone. You saw what I was doing in that goddamn dance floor. So here's the thing with me, right? I don't see how me and my drunk tendencies get along so well. Cause like the main thing I always do, I always ask people, I was like, hey, you good?
No, yeah,
You
you asked.
okay?
Don't worry, don't worry.
I'll just be like, you good? You okay? Like I focus on their well-being more than my own. Like
Right.
it's like my senses are so attentive to the point where I know I don't do stupid shit. And then when somebody always be like, oh, you want to dance? I'll be like, fuck it, okay, I got nothing better to do. Like, oh man, that was a fun night. But
That was a fun night. I learned not to drink as much as I did.
yeah,
I told Anime Alliance I'm retiring from soju bay because I drank way too much soju.
yeah, same here.
I was like, no more soju for me. But next
Because
downing
it's
box.
yeah, it's always the CEO of Soju always calling me out my Soju tendency. I was like, you don't gotta do that. I know this, man.
I
I
love
love that
it's
brother though,
great.
but and then my friends was like, they was like, cause if I remember the last time, yeah, you had on something pink last time, right?
Yes, actually, a lot of people thought I was cosplaying from Chainsaw Lollipop.
That's what okay.
Everyone asked me if I was
I won't
cosplaying
lie.
it, and
That's
I'm
the
like,
exact same thing I was thinking because one of her costumes is
yeah,
the pink thing. That's what I was thinking, but I was
I
like, nah,
was
she's probably
really
just
into
dressing like
pink
that.
and mini skirt, so I decided to show up with pigtails and a mini skirt with some Care Bear boots.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you this right now. So I meant to tell you this last time. So when I was talking to you and Mads at the block, I love Maddie. She's cool. The girl that we took the picture with, she's cool. But so at the block, right? After I ran into you and we talked for like a minute in the circle and all that, a bunch of my guy friends, they was like, bro, who is that? I was like, why? Are you curious? He was like, bro, her personality is cool. I was like, yeah. Like you see how mindful and attentive I am, right?
Right, right. Just on
But
like
like I trust these dudes though. But at the end of the day, I'd be like, so was like, why are you curious? He's like,
yeah.
she just seems cool, bro. And I was like, yeah, she's cool. That's Commander Cosplay. She's cool. But be nice to her, please.
Yeah.
Because if I find out you being rude, I will hurt you.
I'm a sensitive girly.
Yeah, I was like, if I find out you rude to her, I will hurt you. I meant to tell you that last time, but I was so fucked up and I completely forgot. They just reminded me about that Lily the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, did you really mean what you say? You will mess us up? I was like, yes, I am very
Like,
protective of this woman. If you are rude to her to the point where she's upset or crying, you're going to get these hands, and I'm not lying.
I
See,
love
I
I
meant
feel
to
so
tell.
protected.
Listen, here's the funny part. When I first met you, I did not expect to be this protective of you. And then it just happened at each event we was at. And then afterwards, I was like, yep, I'm protective. I'm protective of her and Julia. Let me not fuck this up. And then not only that, I'm just like, yeah, what am I doing? And
Look,
then
I'm in.
and then like obviously from when we conversate and stuff like that, I will not begin to tell you how much people. I mean, it's my podcast. It's uncensored, so people be like, I remember somebody that I ran into at Casa when I was talking to you, that exact same person. They'd be like, "Oh, you so protective of Lauren." I was like, she's beautiful. Who wouldn't be protective of her?
Aw. That's
Like, I'm bet you $20 right now that when somebody looks at this, they're gonna be like, "Oh, Volche is such a simp." I was like,
oh,
"Okay, this is Lauren we talking about here. I will fuck up my left calf for this woman." Talking about, "Oh, Volche such a simp." Okay, because like when she mentioned that to me, I was like, you not begin to understand the amount of love this woman showed me when I least expected
much
it.
deserved.
When she showed me this much love, you thinking I'm not gonna be nice? Because basically, being nice is another definition for simp. If you knew that.
I just feel like it's like inaccurate. I feel like a lot of the time people
Oh, it's inaccurate as fuck.
like just use it to like be like, oh, I'm better than you because I'm not a respectful and nice person. It's like, wow, congratulations, you're an asshole. Like I don't know why people try to like deem the term simp as something it's completely not. It's like
See,
what was that term that people used to use on the internet? White knighting? Is that what that was?
yeah.
That the term that they used before? They were like, don't be a white knight. Like that was another one.
So here's the thing, right? You seen my story when I was open about the type of women I like, right? Obviously white, Asian. I love my chocolate cuties too. Like I love them all. But it's
Mhm.
just like I ain't gonna discriminate why I got kicked out by my own kind because of that. I was like, damn, you're gonna kick out your own kind because I love, other races?
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, like what's wrong with that? Like what's wrong? 'Cause, like you can't stop me from loving who I love. Like I'm not gonna use you as an example. Like don't get me wrong, I got so much love for you, but it's just like yeah, like if you're gonna kick me out of the community for that, fuck it, I'll do what I want. Listen, you have to listen. It's so budge, but people are just so irritating when it comes to this aspect. I'm just like, look,
Mhm.
I show love who shows love to me.
Right.
I'm a firm believer of that. Like
Yeah,
Julia
like,
got me hooked on the BTS when I wasn't even hooked into it.
now you're a part of the army. I love it.
Yeah, I am. I am.
The good
See, because
side, the
like
good
I
side.
had BTS songs on my phone from like way back in 2016,
Uh,
but I haven't listened to them in like a couple of years. And then now I know that she great. Now I want to get her in for part two. God damn it.
that
But
could
now I just didn't know what she's doing on Friday. But yeah, it's like with that, like now that I see that she goes to all the concerts and everything too, as I've been before, it's like, okay, she's pretty much the only BTS stan, and obviously you're one too, that I actually would not get killed by. So I bet a lot of crazy stands. Let's just say
oh
that.
yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I
I met
know.
a lot of crazy stands, and it's just like, listen, I just
Insanity.
love this song. I'm not gonna say that your biases suck or whatever.
Mhm.
It's just like, that. But enough sidetracking here, but this podcast, we can do what we want. But when it comes to like any future cosplay ideas, because I think you talked to me about one of them already.
I am thinking about at Colossal East doing I don't know if you know Hannah Alexander. She
Oh
is
yeah. Oh, I definitely know that.
yeah, she has some great things. She does like artwork for characters, usually from like animes, video games, cartoons, stuff like that. There's this
Mm-hmm.
version of Tylee that she created that I want to make, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, Colossal Con East. So that's up and coming. And then I'm doing another version of Tylee at an upcoming Anime Alliance event as well.
Nice, nice, nice.
So mostly Tylee, but I mean, obviously, as things come out more, I probably will pick up another Marin cosplay, or I might
Mm-hmm.
do something from Genshin again because I have a lot of cosplay ideas from Genshin that I want to get into with Danica.
So Mara and my dress up darling. You still ain't find your Gojo yet?
No, can you believe it? No one wants to be my Gojo.
So like
There's like
what
no Gojo cosplay. Okay, no Gojo from Dress Up Darling cosplayers out there. It's like kind of hard to find someone that cosplays from like romance animes like that. I feel like a lot of the time people cosplaying as Gojo and Marin like are typically a couple. So I hardly see people like riding solo as Gojo.
so the Gojo, I think so do you need the tie, the white shirt, or do you need the kimono and all that?
It depends because like you could do there's like so many versions, not so many.
So
There's
like
like a few outfits
mm,
that like the school uniform has the
oh shoot. Oh, but this is the one that he has the tie.
yeah, I think that's the school uniform one. Yeah.
Okay, and then I see the
He's
kimono one.
yeah, he has that one, and then they go to the spring festival, I think, is where he wears a yukata, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So there's like quite a few outfits, but
Okay, hold on. I'm looking up on Amazon. Gojo, my dress up darling. Oh, perfect. That's funny. Okay, so they got the suit and the tie.
uh,
That's funny. Okay. So for the my dress up thing, like what are you trying to do?
I always wanted to just do like a cute little photo shoot. I feel like I love doing duo things, so like photo shoot more than anything.
Hmm, you giving me ideas right now.
Okay. Maybe we should put a pin in it then, because it is 9, and we do have a part 2 that we have to save for.
Yeah, you got a point.
Podcast would go on for 3 hours, I can guarantee it.
Okay. All right. So, well, she kind of ended the episode, but we're going to save this for part two on June 14th. For the meantime, dates may change, but June 14th, but we'll save that. And yeah, well, thank you, Miss Lauren, aka Commander Cosplay, for joining me on this lovely part one. And we will see you for part two.
Excited. Gotta get into it.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.